Hello, I hope you're okay. Today I'm going to talk you through some of my favourite really clean, fresh fragrances. So these are some of the scents I go to for just something that feels really polished and put together. And I'm going to start with an Atelier Cologne fragrance. I absolutely love Atelier Cologne as a brand. They're one of my favourite fragrance brands. I've got lots of their scents because I think they just last really well and they're always a little bit different to what you can find anywhere else. This is Cedrat and Enivrant. All of these I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing properly, but go with me. And this one is a really sweet citrusy perfume. So instantly when you smell it, it's very clean because of the citrus, but you've also got that sweetness that means that it's quite wearable and fresh and it's not too sharp. You've got things like mint in here as well that just make it really clean, and I'd say it's quite a loud fragrance. You can really tell when you've got it on. It's suitable for men or women, and it is just a real burst of energy and a really lively perfume. So I really love this one. It came out in 2014. And I was working at Selfridges at the time, and I remember every morning I'd go over, I'd either spray this or another Atelier Cologne fragrance that I love is Orange Sanguine, and that is literally just a hit of oranges. It's so sweet and citrusy as well, but this one has the little bit of a cleaner edge because of that minty kick, so love that one. On the flip side, this is a new one. It's the Maison Kurkdjian a la Rose, the lighter version. This is a sample size, is why it's so small. It would be larger if you got the bottle itself. Now, Maison Kurkdjian, they're an investment, these fragrances, but the smell of them, they are so well done and so delicate, and all of their fragrances are really powerful but not overpowering, if that makes sense. So this is just a really soft, pretty rose, and it is very clean. I was reading the description on the website before I came to film this, and it said something about it's like the first flowers of the morning, and that's exactly it. It's so crisp and fresh. It's not too overpowering. It is just very clean, very ladylike, very soft, but you can still smell that it's there at the same time, and the lasting power on those is incredible. Now, following on the rose theme, I've got Louis Vuitton Rose de Vence here. A few of my friends gave this to me for my birthday a few years ago, and it is just, there's this and another one that I have, and you never get so many compliments than when you wear this fragrance. So this is another rose fragrance. You can really smell it with just one spray. The lasting power is great, but this one is roses with a slightly muskier, deeper base, so it's a little bit sexier. Whereas the Maison Kurkdjian is very clean, this is very sensual, womanly. It's a really beautiful take on rose. There's something very heady about it, and there's a sweetness, but it's not little girl sweet or smells like sweets. It's just very sensual. It smells like warm skin. It's just beautiful. The bottle is just a really lovely luxury with the magnetic clasp, if I show you. Really beautiful. I love that one. Now, speaking of the kind of muskier, deeper base, not that this is particularly designed to be clean, but I want to touch on Glossier You fragrance. Now, this is a really unusual fragrance because it's a musk that's designed to adapt to your skin, so it's going to smell slightly different on everybody, and it is ultimately this really sensual musk. But there are a lot of quite fresh notes at the top of it. There's peppers and things like that that make it, for me, a really clean fragrance. So even though ultimately it does smell quite warm and comforting, it smells really clean. It's one of those that you would just want straight after your shower or straight out of the bath, getting into clean sheets, whatever it is. I only tried this recently. This is one of those perfumes that so many people have said, that's my absolute fave. I know a lot of people that once they started using this, they ended up loving it. And I can really see the appeal. And I just think it's lovely that you have something that smells like you rather than, you know, smelling the same thing on someone else. Really, really pretty, really unusual technology behind it. I absolutely love that one. Now, I'm going to be a bit annoying and show you this lovely Diptyque Eau Capitale. It's a solid perfume. However, I had a look online before I came to do this and I can't actually find this anywhere anymore. I think it may have been a limited edition, but with things like fragrances, I don't necessarily want to show you them straight away because first of all, I want to know how they're going to wear and feel and things like that. And second of all, it's quite personal, isn't it? It takes you a while to kind of fall in love with a perfume, whereas the likes of a lipstick, you can pretty much tell after 24 hours whether it's worn well and all the rest of it. But this is still available in a perfume form from Diptyque. This is Diptyque's first ever Chypre fragrance. So Chypre is that kind of warm, powdery, nostalgic, vintage smelling fragrance. And I just think this is such a beautiful imagining in it. I've got it on my wrist actually today. So with the solid fragrances from Diptyque, they've got a few of them. You literally would just rub some of this and then onto the pulse points or wherever you would want to use it. It's the most gorgeous ceramic packaging, really pretty. But that particular fragrance is based on the smell of Paris. It's very powdery and womanly, and there is a warmth to it, even though it's clean. So even though you get this really instant, fresh, clean feeling, it's a bit deeper and sexier and there's something else going on. So it's a really beautiful one. And then finally, a bit of a wild card. Like, I never would have had myself down for saying that I'd particularly be looking for lavender in a fragrance. I mean, yes, in a nighttime pillow mist maybe, but I'm just not really sure I would have been too bothered. And if you don't follow her already, follow Alice de Park. I'll put her name in the comments below. She does the most beautiful descriptions of fragrances in her Instagram posts. She writes the most beautiful pieces. If you read her in any of them, I mean, she writes for everybody. But she also has just started doing videos about fragrances because she really just brings them to life in such a different way. So she did this video all about the new Lavender collection from Jo Malone and how there are a number of different limited lavender fragrances, and there was a different perfumer that reimagined each one. And I watched it and I thought, well, I really want to have a look at all of these. And one of the ones that she mentioned was Wisteria and Lavender, which is lavender that has kind of been cocooned in a little bit of musk and some flowers. And it's just the most unusual take on lavender because, yes, you can smell the lavender in there. So it has all of those really clean properties in it. But it's really soft and it doesn't smell like a pillow mist or anything else that would be a bit dated that you'd be associating that with. It just smells really delicate and fresh and pretty. It would be another one that I think would be really good as a unisex option. But it just kind of blew me away that I never would have thought I would pick that up, and I have been reaching for it a bit more. I love that the bottles are limited as well. You've got the purple ceramic lid, the purple bases. There's a few in the collection and they're all slightly different. I love that Jo Malone always have the limited bottles. I love having them as a little keepsake. But there we go. There's a few fresh, clean fragrances. I personally like to mix up my fragrances a lot. So I love the really pretty, crisp fragrances. I love something really deep. I really love citrusy scents. I really do mix and match my fragrances. And I saw Sally the other day do a video dedicated to musks. And I kept thinking I'd love to say a bit more about fragrance, but I didn't really know where to begin. So I think I'll just do it like this and show you a few different groups that I like and start from there and just see. I've never really ventured into fragrance on here before, but it's something I'm really interested in. So just in case, I thought I'd see if you might be as well. But I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you soon.